There's 3 different ways to add your clips into the timeline. The first is you can just drag and drop it. And so you can just drag them right down. Another way you can do it is by clicking these 3 buttons here. The first button here will add a layer and will add your video to where the playhead is. So if we click this video and the button, it goes right up top. This next button will actually add the video that you select right into the timeline, right in the middle of a single clip. So if we click our clip and put it down, it cut right in the middle of that clip. And the third button, if we hit that and then we hit the third button, it just adds it right at the very end of the whole timeline. The next thing I want to talk about the timeline is the skimmer. So the skimmer is this red line right here that shows up in the timeline, and it scrolls through your video. You can also add audio if you click this button right here, and so it also skims your audio. So you click that to take it off. If you decide you don't want to skim through your video at all, you can click this button right here. Now your red one is synced up with the white playhead. If you drag it, you can still skim through, but it won't automatically go if you're not clicking.
Trimming is basically deleting frames from either the beginning or the end of the clip, and you can trim clips either when they're in the timeline here, or you can trim them prior to putting them in the timeline. If you want to trim a clip prior to putting it in the timeline, you simply click on the clip that you want to select, and then you just drag the yellow box in whatever direction that you wish to trim the clip. And then it will cut the clip off into just this little section, and then you can just drag it right down in your timeline where you want it. If you want to trim a clip when it's in the timeline, what you're going to do is you're going to grab the edge of the clip and just drag it to trim it to whatever length you want. And you can do trim from either side of the clip. And as you can see, as I'm trimming here, the whole rest of the video kind of trims with it. So if we trim this clip, the whole section on this side is going to move and basically ripple through, and so everything stays the same in your whole video. Now if you want to do a little more specific trimming, you can do what's called detailed trimming. To select that, we're going to go under Final Cut Pro, select Preferences, and then you're going to see right here it says Show Detailed Trimming Feedback, and you're going to select that. Once that's selected, as you go to trim a clip here, you will be able to see both the incoming and the outgoing clips at the screen on the right hand side.
That clip snapped together, so if I select this clip and I move it, it automatically snaps to the ending of the video. If I move other clips around and I decide I want to move it over to here, the clips to the right of where you're moving it will automatically move. You can select multiple videos and move them around as well. There might be a reason why you maybe just want the snapping effect turned off altogether, and you do that by selecting this blue arrow right here and then clicking position. And now if I move my clip around, the clips are static, and so they're not moving. Now what's right here is you just have a blank space. If you delete it, the clips will still snap together, but snapping is not turned on. And if you decide that you want the snapping turned back on, you click this blue arrow again and then hit the select. And if you select your clip and you drag it back in, there we go. It'll snap right back in.
When you add any effect, transition, generator, or title to your timeline, it has to be rendered. And in the older version of Final Cut, you had to stop everything that you were working on while it was rendering. But there's something new in Final Cut now. Take one of the effects. We're gonna choose black and white and just drag that right on top of this clip. There's this little orange section that will show up, and that shows that the clip is automatically rendering. And you can continue to work on your project as that effect renders.
The audio is automatically linked to the video. If you see these light blue points, that represents the audio that is connected with this clip. If you double click, it'll make the audio clip go below it, but it's still completely attached to this same clip. So if you move it around, it's staying with that same video. You can pull that, you can pull it out, and so the audio will continue, and the audio again is still connected to this video if you move it around, but the audio is stretched out, so then if we play it, the audio will continue on through this B-roll.
Compound clips are a great way to help simplify a messy timeline and provide a way to create a sequence from whichever clips you might choose. So in this case, we have kind of a lot of clutter going on here with multiple layers. If we want to get rid of that, we can simply grab and drag over whatever clips that we want to select to make into a compound clip. As you can see, all the highlighted clips are the ones that we've selected. And you can even do separate audio clips. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to right click and you're going to select on New Compound Clip. As you can see, that shrunk all the clips into one nice sequence here. You can move that separately wherever you want. So that's just a nice way to keep things organized. If you want to undo the compound clip, you just right click once more and you're going to select Break Apart Clip Items. And that will bring you once again to your original sequence. Now, a few things can happen when you have a clip as a compound clip, and as you can see here in this video, there's this black space where the video isn't showing, and that means only the audio is showing that place, which isn't how you would want the video to look. So in that case, what you can do is you can right click and you can select Detach Audio, which will bring the audio section down in a separate place. And then you can actually just drag the clip and trim it to get rid of the black part, and then your audio will play right below that. That's all we have for today. Go out, try editing, and have some fun.